Hello everyone and welcome to episode 163 of Report This Post, the podcast about bad posts and bad people. My name is Geiger and that is Christian. Mama! And we are your hosts with the posts. Every week Christian and myself or a listener select a different topic and then find horrible posts for your listening pleasure. This week's topic, as chosen by listener Marcius, is dolls.
That's right. Beloved playthings of boys and, I guess, girls as well.
Yeah. Girls sometimes
play with them.
SJWs
have their way with it. Everybody will be able to get their hands on a Barbie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you remember as a kid playing with like a G.I. Joe and like an uncle or something calling them dolls and me being like, are you out of your fucking mind?
But then like thinking about it, still thinking about it.
Yeah,
30 years later, like, oh my God, was it?
I guess they were. They're just boys' dolls, yeah. Damn, they really nailed me to the cross there. Uncle Curtis.
Oh, yeah? Is that,
yeah.
You doxing your uncle on here? Great.
He's dead, so it's fine. So anyway, yeah, dolls. Marcius chose this topic, I believe, through Patreon, am I wrong?
That's correct, yep.
Did she tell us why?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. That was just the request. And my response back was, okay, we'll see what we can do for you.
It'd be funny if it was just a typo or something. Because we don't question, we don't care, we just said, okay, great, whatever.
I was actually talking to I meant Dole's, like the fruit company. Oh, well, too bad.
Yeah, I meant Dills. I wanted to do a pickle episode. Which,
okay, actually,
you know what? Not a bad episode topic.
They did have a reason as far as why they requested this topic.
Okay.
I have it here. I find them off-putting, and the ones the internet has manifested are on a totally different level. Real dolls, weird lifelike babies, people wearing costumes to look like dolls, obsessive collectors, the people who have dedicated their lives to customizing dolls, creepy anime figures, grown adults fighting over dolls at Christmas, plushes with sex holes, people getting super serious about dolls being politically correct, haunted dolls, people thinking China has put satanic recordings into them to corrupt American children. I just hate/love to hate it all.
So when I asked, did she say anything about it, and you said no, in fact, she said more than anyone else has said about any topic.
You have to understand, there's been a lot of messages since then of people who have requested stuff with no, just, and the question, the reasoning behind it is, I don't care. Here's a topic. So
there have been many people who had felt like they chose a topic with a gun to their head, which I don't really get. Whatever. Marcius chose a topic, put a lot of care into, and I would say all the things that she talked about, we basically covered most of them
for most of it, yeah,
for this episode without even realizing it, because we clearly didn't know that she had an actual reason.
We are good at our job, at our side job, hustle gig.
Job's a tough word to use with this. So anyway, you collect dolls. You're a man who has dolls all over your house.
I collect
cartoon
action
character
figures
dolls. That's right.
From comic books.
From those babies' books. Yep. You collect the dolls. You put them on your wall. Your children aren't allowed to touch them.
I have some.
That's fine.
I do have a couple what could be considered doll scale figures. Yep.
I think on your Instagram the other day you posted a picture of your daughter playing with what looked to be like a little action figure or something, and I almost commented, I was like, wow, I'm surprised you Let her touch one of them.
She has inherited a number of my older action figures from my own childhood.
Yeah.
My parents' hoarding has paid off in that they just send me my old toys to give to my kids. So, good stuff.
Great. Well, I can't wait to see what she does with your big collection when you die off in just a little bit. I'm sure she'll have all sorts of fun
I guess
plans with it.
I gotta cool it on the old killing myself stuff here because I've had a number of people reach out to ask if I'm okay.
Oh yeah, that's why you do it, because you get attention. Yes. That's the whole reason you do it.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Well, I gotta cool my jets on that one.
Yeah, you people like me. Great. Now I have validation that me saying I'm going to kill myself is working, and I'm just going to keep doing it every episode. No, I get what you're saying. Hey, speaking of, I believe Marcius mentioned something about anime dolls. Why don't you lead the episode off with a post?
Great. I will be glad to. User 115_zombie_slayer
Cool.
went to our anime figures to ask, how did people react to your collections? I ordered a Yun Yun figure that comes today, but I won't be home at the time, and my parents will, so hopefully they won't open it. But how did your family and friends react to seeing your collection? My friends actually started collecting their own after I told them about mine. And user Tribly replied, my mom and dad knew I like to collect things and they don't really mind, but my mom calls my 1/4 scale bunny girls sex dolls from time to time. My grandma also saw my collection, but that was before I started collecting bunny girls. My grandma is a doll collector too, so it's kind of similar, but her dolls are a bit more appropriate, I guess.
A bit more. I'm looking at the Yun Yun figure right now. And appears to be... I don't know the difference in any of these, but it's an anime girl with short pink skirt on, tits hanging out the top, ribbons in the hair, bow tie, or not a bow tie, just a tie, inexplicably attached to nothing from what I can tell. So yeah, just your classic anime bullshit.
Pervert
shit, yeah. I would say a sex doll would be the...
Now, you're talking about a
thing,
1/4 inch. Now, other guy's collecting bunny dolls, a 1/4 inch. So that's a 1/4 scale. That's 1/4 the size of a human, which seems large to me.
Well, but like a Japanese human, so it's a little bit
6 inches tall.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't really speak to this. Can't judge. Glass houses sort of thing, but not particularly my thing. I would be collecting. Oh, good. Just typed in bunny girls figures on Google. One of the first images comes up as an anime girl with bunny ears and who is visibly pregnant.
Cool. Well, we love life and the circle of life and how mothers react with their children. So, yeah. Very
these things are
all.
Pornographic. They really are. You can see their vulva through their little bunny suits and everything. My goodness.
Just basic anatomy.
Gonna go ahead and just add to cart here. Free 2-day shipping.
There you go.
Really get a good look at it here, and then I'll let everybody know how disgusted I am about it.
Sure. Hey, speaking of sex dolls, this is from the subreddit r sex dolls.
Great.
OP asked, am I alone on this? Does anyone else think it would be real hot to fuck a doll with other dudes? I just think it would be really hot to fuck a doll that is full of another guy's warm jizz. And user Coneflap responded, ha 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 ha. Good idea, man. But I'd have to stay with boys under 23. Only because I'm straight and younger bodies have more of a sweet scent to them, so it's okay.
Yep. Sounds totally straight to frame it that way. Absolutely. Calling people under 23 years old boys, saying that younger bodies have more of a sweet scent. somehow upping the OP of asking wouldn't it be great to fuck a sex doll with other guys? Just upping the depravity of the conversation
in terms
dramatically.
Of like degeneracy, it's way better to be like just a gay guy than to be a guy who talks about the sweet sense of 21-year-old boys. Like that's way worse in God's eyes.
Oh,
like
yeah.
God, it was okay, God, because the boy whose balls I licked, he was 22, so he just graduated college, so he's basically still
I gotta say that
sweet little boy.
Thinking between the ages of 18 and 24, I didn't smell great either, no. So I don't think this guy was going to be pulling me into his.
It might be the worst smelling age of any human being on the planet. Like a 20-year-old guy, ugh, couldn't smell worse than that.
Just like the doorway outside that goes out to the dumpster of like a 7-Eleven where 1,000 things have spilled, bags of garbage and ripped open. It's just wet all the time.
Ugh.
This guy gets in your car and you're just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, his room just has like just actual trash on the floor, on the bed, like on the end of the bed.
He's kind enough to kick it to the end of the bed. That's right.
Yeah. So
that you can crawl in there and watch a movie on his 18-inch laptop with a cracked screen. Half of it's one third of it's just dead pixels. But you can kind of make out what's going on.
Yeah, his mattress on the floor, no bedding of any kind. He's using a beach towel as his blanket, and there's just
wadded up
KFC bucket at the end of the bed that's been there for who knows it. It's the old branding on the bucket. Who knows how long it's been there?
Just full of other garbage. Just a bunch of crushed up Monster cans in it.
KFC bucket.
And if you move it, the carpet underneath it is actually cleaner than the surrounding carpet.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
20-year-olds, they're gross.
Yeah. God, so good to be in my mid-30s on the quick downhill slope to death.
I would say it's your late 30s, but that's fine, too.
I mean...
Mid to late 30s.
Okay, thanks.
Closer to 40 than 30. How about that?
Speaking of gross teens, I found this article on the UK Mirror. Teenager Felicity Cadlick claims that she has an intimate relationship with a young female doll called Kelly, which is covered in fake blood and has a mangled face. The 19-year-old, who has Kelly's name tattooed on her arm, showers the disturbing figure with kisses and dresses her in pink clothes. The doll was gifted to Felicity when she was just 13 after finding it on a creepy doll collection website, and she says the pair are now in love. I've had boyfriends in the past, and I always thought I was in love with them, but they never made me feel the way I do now. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand our relationship, but I am so confident that I'm in love with Kelly that I got her name tattooed on my arm. We have a normal, intimate relationship, which is progressing in the normal way, and we are getting married in September. Despite having owned Kelly for over 6 years, Felicity claims it took her 3 years to discover her true feelings for the doll. I receive criticism from my friends and family. If we go out with them, they won't let me bring Kelly with me. If we go for food, she always has to stay inside the car because people will stare at her. So we've never been able to have a date in public. But regardless of what other people think about our relationship, she makes me happy and I love her, so that's all that matters.
Folks, if you enjoyed that post, head over to patreon.com/reportthispost. You'll get the entire episode, plus every other episode in its entirety, plus a bonus episode every week. Bye. Now, a lot of stuff on the UK Mirror stuff is like sensationalized, whatever, but you can find this gal over on Instagram.com/dollgirl21.
You sure can.
And this doll is truly
horrific.
It is not a pleasant doll to look. It's very creepy.
Now this is on her Instagram. This is a new doll with the the big gouge in its face.
Yeah, and she seems to... Well, she goes through dolls, and none of them are particularly attractive.
Oh my god, it's scrolling down. Yeah, she seems to have another doll here with the entire lower jaw missing.
Yeah.
It was some zombie dolls. Yeah. Yep, she has a whole family of these guys. Oh my god.
The user commented on a recent post, "I'm a psych tech and she's obviously suffering from some sort of delusional disorder, likely schizophrenia. So please don't make fun of her. She's truly lost and her brain is sick." And Doll Girl responded, "I don't have schizophrenia. I've been tested for it. I know they are dolls. Actually, I know they come last when it comes between life and death and my health. So you can fuck off for making assumptions. Why don't you watch some of my videos before making assumptions, miss? Oh, I went to college for 2 days." Damn.
2 days. really undercutting it.
Yeah, that's good.
Got her ass. Good.
She does have a lot of videos on here. Yeah, this is an odd woman.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a real rabbit hole you can fall down on, folks, and it's been going on for years now. Because I believe this article, I believe, came out maybe 5 years ago, and this woman's in her mid-20s, and mid to late, 20s. And,
these dolls are they're truly disturbing looking.
Yeah, they're not good.
There's this one's entire face is rotting.
Yep.
This one just looks like a zombie sort of thing.
She's an author as well.
Oh, brother.
Zombie Blood, published August 18th, 2016. Misunderstood by her family, living in 2 separate fantasies and having nobody else but her older cousin dolls and zombified imaginary friends as her companions. 12-year-old Felicity Cadlick's life changes dramatically when one morning she awakens to find herself in one of her fantasies that she always dreamed of.
Wow. So is it like an autobiography or something?
While going about her business, living in her created society, Felicity is soon brought to her death by another person. After that happens, Felicity is resurrected as an intelligent walking corpse who is the higher being of her created ongoing society that she died in. 194 pages.
Here's a 1-star review by Donovan Mark Hankel from Amazon. "I don't get why there are so many praying mantises. I think it should be less mantises and more zombies. I mean, it's called zombie, but not praying mantis blood. That makes no sense. So my thing is, if you want to write a book, make sure it has zombies in it, or at least something that has to do with some blood. Nothing that has to do with praying mantises." Which 11 people found that helpful.
Got her ass. Yeah.
I'm curious about that myself. Why there's so many praying. It's symbolism, I'm sure. Praying
sure.
Zombies and whatnot.
Yep. There it is. There's the
This post is from our American Girl. Are you familiar with American Girl?
I am. Yep, I sure am.
It's for those who aren't aware, it's like a line of dolls for young gals. They're like, I guess they're like, they would be the modern Barbie.
Kinda. They're like, yeah, but they each have like a story that goes along with them.
Yeah.
They have like a book series that goes along, and they span different, they come from different time eras. It's a way for kids to learn about, like, if you were growing up in the Gold Rush era, this is what your life would be like, and you'd be this ugly, dead-eyed doll. So.
They're not particularly attractive, yeah. But they have tons of accessories and all that, of course. It's a great little business. But this woman posted a screenshot of the homepage of AmericanGirl.com, which asks you if you're a grown-up or a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. Why the delineation between grown-ups versus just girls? Why not a more inclusive term, even kids? Instead of risking making boys like my son, or non-binary intersex, or any other types of children experience yet another place of alienation. And random username responded, It is AmericanGirl.com. On any other website, it would be confusing and alienating, but this is American Girl. It is primarily for girls. That's why it's called American Girl.
That's right.
And Erebus Folgor responded, "Don't you want boys to learn about and appreciate women and girls throughout history?" To which Random Username responded, "It's for girls." So,
not wrong. It's a pretty strong marketing base behind it that it's girl is in the name.
Yeah. Right there. They lead you down the path.
It's right in the name, folks. Tell you what, though, you want to teach your boys to learn about women and appreciate them, send them over to playboy.com.
Mm-hmm.
And, then they can get a whole eyeful over there.
Yeah. But not playgirl.com. That'll ruin them. That'll make them bad.
I thought growing up that was something somebody made up. I was like, there's no way there's a Playgirl magazine with wieners in it. Get out of here.
I mean, it wasn't like, it was very unpopular. And it was essentially just for gay guys, from what I understand.
Gay guys and your weird aunt who's never had any sort of guy in her life whatsoever, but loves looking at half-hard penises for some reason.
Yeah. Just guys hanging out, being dudes, you know?
Yeah. It looks like Playgirl magazine is back as of 2020. It's relaunched.
I was sad it went away. I'm glad to hear it's back.
It went out of print in 2009, came back in 2000. Meet the gay publisher behind Playgirl magazine's bold relaunch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not for the ladies.
Problem solved there, huh? Okay. Well, gentlemen, enjoy your jacking off to a magazine. Tell you what, ain't nothing like it.
Who is doing that in 2021?
Going down to the corner bodega, getting a chopped cheese, and picking up the new Playgirl magazine so I can go in the alley and jack off before I have to get on the subway.
You know, there are guys who are like so obsessed with like vintage gaming and stuff that they'll like buy old CRT TVs or whatever, like 16 inches, and then play it on that. It's like to really emulate that that classic experience. There's undoubtedly guys that are still buying magazines just for that purpose.
Guy who's buying big batches of old Playboys and Hustlers on eBay that are just all moldy, so he can go stuff them in a log in the woods.
You dump them in the woods for about 6 days, then you get them.
Just soaking wet, going out there and jacking. It was the best time of my life when I used to do this as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's still happening for sure.
Oh,
there's probably like a huge forum dedicated to it as well.
Yeah, it's probably called Reddit.com.
Oh,
which is where our next post comes from, where user Don't Want This asked, "Am I the asshole for rejecting the doll I got for Christmas? My husband and I lost our first child towards the beginning of this year. It's been very hard, but it's starting to get a bit better. We went to see my husband's family for Christmas, and they presented us with a gift. They got us a Reborn doll that looks like our late son. I'm not sure if they thought it would be a good idea or comforting, but it's among the worst things I've ever seen. I do not want this doll. I don't care how much they paid. It's creepy, and I'm not touching it. I freaked out because it was shocking. We rejected it and left the doll with them. Now they're saying that we were rude and that people shouldn't reject gifts. They're spouting articles about these dolls making parents feel better. Even if this isn't nightmare fuel and the worst thing I've seen in a while, what am I supposed to do? Treat it like a baby and put it in the nursery? I'm not doing that. We're in therapy about this, and we agree that the doll would be very bad and cannot be in the house. I found the maker of the doll yesterday and called to threaten to sue her for using my child's image without permission, among other things. She seemed frightened enough and apologized profusely for not knowing that we weren't aware. I think my call was enough." And Wicked Kitty Litter replied, That's the shittiest thing to do to a family member that I've heard of in a long time. That's just sick. And the OP was voted as not being the asshole.
Yeah. Reborn dolls, the name of them alone is, like, truly horrific. So, these are little baby dolls that it seems that grieving parents seem to get for themselves to cope with the loss of a child, or in a lot of cases it seems to be like more older women who never had kids or something.
There's definitely a lot of that. Yeah.
They have this uncanny valley look to them where they kind of look real but still definitely not real. They definitely have a creep factor that can be exploited for post purpose on a podcast, which reminds me.
Yeah.
Britain. A doll named Britain is a very popular Reborn girl. Her mom posts little conversations between herself and the doll over on Facebook. Some of you folks may have actually heard of her in a previous episode. I'm not sure which one. It was a long time ago. You know which one it was?
I had no idea. Oh, Collectors. I bet you it was Collectors.
It was probably the Collectors episode 130 episodes ago or so. Which sounds like a joke, but it's probably about right. Yeah, so Britain, it's this mom of the doll.
Mm-hmm.
She posts pictures of the doll, and then she has these little back and forths underneath. So here's a conversation with Britain and a new Reborn girl that her mom just got. Britain saying this: "Me heard you the new girl here, Alice. Me is the boss of this place, and there is rules. Number 1, this is my chair. You cannot sit here. Number 2, all turkeys are mine, no touching. And number 3, anything effalump is mine. You got it? Oh, me guess you was not listening. That an effalump. Me see we gonna have some problems here." And there's another picture with Britain standing next to a bag of dog food. "Do you hear that noise, Mama?" "Yes, Britain, I hear the crinkling of a bag. Did you take something without permission?" "Well, me not eating cookies. Me eating fruit. Tea, it have fruit on the bag." "Ugh, what is this? It's not yummy fruit." "No, it's not yummy fruit. They're liver and cranberry flavored dog treats." "Well, you not tell me that." "Well, maybe that'll teach you to take something without asking." And one more of a picture of Britain sitting on top of a FedEx box. "Britain, where is your cousin Ryan?" "Me dunno, me having teen hymns." "Britain, is Ryan inside that box you're sitting on?" "No, that my rabbit." "Your rabbit?" "Uh-huh, me doing a magic trick." "A magic trick, huh? Well, Miss Magician, why do I see Ryan's little foot sticking out of that box?" "Abracadabra, me make my rabbit turn into Ryan. Ta-da!" "Britain, let him out." Shaking my head. So, yeah.
You know, people have been writing in for almost 2 years now saying, when is Geiger going to do the doll voice again? They run it every episode. When's he going to do the doll voice again?
They've been clamoring for it. There it is. Retired for now. Until someone buys an episode just about Britain. That'll be a great one.
Oh boy, I'm looking at pictures of this thing, and this is just
Google
not
Reborn
good.
Britain doll.
Oh,
have fun with that.
No. This lady has an extended family for this doll. Cousins, siblings. Oh, boy. God bless her. Wish her the best. Boy. Great. Well, on that topic, someone asked Cora, how do you feel about reborn baby dolls and the people who collect and cherish them? And a lady named Jean Lynn answered, I never heard of a reborn doll until about a year following the death of my 20-year-old son, Kyle. I was searching eBay and the name Kyle, weird, when Reborn Kyle came up. Oddly enough, the doll somewhat favored my son, and I was intrigued. I bought the doll and have since bought 22 more. Ooh. Do I play with the dolls? I don't think so. I collect them and I have a hobby. I'm sure my tragedy has everything to do with my new hobby, but I absolutely adore reborn dolls, and I truly believe that they have a healing power to those who have experienced trauma. Another lady named Bambi commented on this post, couldn't you have just kept mementos of your son, like pictures and his things?
Yeah, so just going to eBay and searching the name Kyle.
Just searching the name of your dead son.
Oh,
sure.
No.
Why not, right?
Here's some other things she's answered on Quora. How do you make peace with emptiness?
No.
What is it like when a part of you dies? Why is grieving so exhausting? What hard truths of life does everyone need to realize? Oh, and who's your favorite superhero and why?
Lighter at the end there, sure. Oh, what a deeply damaged woman. I feel bad.
Oh, her answer to that one, by the way?
Yeah.
There are some people who see too much, feel too much, know too much, far too young, the misunderstood. These are angels and heroes to me. When you fight broken, your strength is not broken, and I cannot give anything but my respect and love and all to these beautiful people. So,
who the fuck is she talking?
That's her answer to who's your favorite superhero. Oh, man. So.
Well, thankfully, she has her 23 reborn dolls as of that post to keep her company.
23 of them. All of them named Kyle, I'm sure. Oh, boy. Hey, speaking of all that, a woman shared a picture of her reborn doll with her friends over on Facebook.
Huh?
And another woman named Dove responded with this.
Oh, okay.
This post should have a trigger warning. And the OP responded, what's a trigger warning? To which Dove said, it's a warning that something could trigger sadness or depression or PTSD or something else. I may be overacting, but I just had a complete hysterectomy with bilateral ovary removal, and I will never be able to have children again. Your doll is beautiful, but it just triggered in my mind a reminder that I won't have babies anymore.
And the doll did that to you, you say?
Yeah, that's just gonna be one of those things. You're every time you see a child, like I said, every time someone posts a picture of their kid, you're like, "Oh my god, trigger warning!"
Trigger warning. Walking into the grocery store, trigger warning. Oh, this is a woman who has learned a phrase and will just run it into the ground.
Oh, like most of them. Like, stop hitting me. I'm calling the police. Okay. All these just classic phrases.
Okay. Please untie me. Yep, sure. Yep. All that, the classic stuff we all know ladies love to say. through the gag in their mouth. Yep, that's right. Great. Well, an 84-year-old woman went over to Nextdoor to share a delightful memory. When I was 8 or 9,
delightful it is, folks.
When I was 8 or 9, I had lots of beautiful baby dolls dressed in lovely clothes and bonnets. But my favorite was what I called my little N-word baby, which, for you listeners out there, has been editorialized from her post. She was my favorite. She didn't have a lot of clothes, but I loved her. She was special. I can't tell you why, but then someone came along and said, "You can't have that N-word baby. It's the wrong color." I couldn't see any difference, except she was special to me. I really don't remember my other beautiful baby dolls, but I will always remember my little N-word baby. We have to be taught, so carefully taught, that there is a difference. There was no difference until these liberal-minded, progressive idiots say there is a difference and try to impose their belief system. We have had a history, and our children need to be taught a real history. They want to take away our history. I'm too old now, but someone needs to pick up the gauntlet and continue on. Don't let them take our commandments away or prayer out of our schools. Stand up for what is right and don't shrink down.
Oh man, there's a lot of truth here, of course, but oh man, 84. I mean, it is funny. Like she was like carrying this doll around, calling it her little N-word, and she was like too woke for everyone back then. Like, ugh, this progressive idiot. This is this PC world gone wild. She's not burning the doll.
Yeah, you can't have that doll.
She's still calling it the N-word. But that's my favorite kind of older person. That's like they're technically on the right side, but they still have to use the N-word. Like a family member of mine was like, a couple years back, was like going on this long thing about like Obama being good, but he just used the N-word every time when he was talking about him.
Oh, he referred to him as an N-word.
That's right, N-word. Every single time. And he was like, it was a positive speech about the guy. It was a very odd conversation. I was like, oh, all right, well.
You're just kind of like nodding.
Good points.
Like, well, like, yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
I agree with some of what you're saying.
Points.
Some of the words you're using, I agree with, but the whole positive indictment of the guy, I don't know. Like I was proud to have voted for that N-word, you know, stuff like that, which is just like, huh.
I love it.
All right.
Oh. It's like one of those things where you go and take a bite of food, you just stop, and you're like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. Okay, great. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah.
Boy.
A woman went to Our American Doll to post this complaint earlier this year. I don't like the new doll Isabel. I think the worst girl of the year is Isabel. I just think she is a boring doll. She's nice to look at, but looks like every other blonde doll. Now a deleted user responded, Isabel is not bad at all. She's pretty, she's a dancer, and she has her own story. I have an Isabel and don't see what's wrong with her. To which the OP responded, listen, I am not a dancer nor white. So when I saw the doll, I was really not happy. I wanted a Hispanic girl who did steampunk. She was lacking something, and I could never see why it was pretty.
The idea of somebody being like, rubbing their hands together like, oh, there's a new American Girl doll for the
Fingers
last
crossed.
25 years.
This
Darn
is
it.
going to be the one. This will be the one. Let's see those gears and
A
fancy
series based in
monocle.
like American history. Desperately wanting a Latino steampunk American Girl doll. Oh my goodness.